Yeah.
So you teach people the skill, and then you give them the job, and then they pay you.
Yeah.
Over time, you spread your influence in this way until literally every single person in your entire world works for you and gives you their money.
Yeah.
At this point, you now have access to every single profession and every single job, and you've effectively acquired every bit of money.
Oh, I see.
And then you can clean up by taking the rest of the money. You can clean up by just effectively raising taxes on these people to 100%. And you have so much charisma they'll just be okay with this at this point. And they trust you because you have 255 degrees. So how could you possibly be wrong?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Chief, we don't do that here.
I don't see a video game.
We're not talking about video games.
Oh,
We don't talk about the video game
actually,
here.
speaking of the video game real quick, this was a while ago, but I feel obligated to mention.
Sure.
Saber listed a bunch of people from the West Coast who do exist. So I
Oh, okay. Did we say that people from the West Coast don't exist?
probably.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would say.
This isn't a game. This is real life.
Yeah, we're talking about real life right now. This is not a joke. This is real life.
You can do all the things.
Yeah.
Is there a build where charisma's not the best? Because charisma seems like it's just broken. Is there a build where charisma's not the best?
Well, it depends on the
Yeah,
category.
I've personally never run this run, but I have some friends who have. It's called the Hulk run. So you spec only into
Oh,
strength.
it's a huge quest.
Yeah, it's the huge quest.
Quest.
So this is a joke run. It's sort of a speed run. There's a category for it where you try to become the biggest strongman. Basically, you put all of your points into strength and nothing else. So you have minimum intelligence, minimum charisma, minimum stamina, only strength. So you could pick up cars for about 1 second and then you die. So basically, it's just trying to get as high of a score as possible with maxed out strength, and it's really, really funny. But the problem is that basically everything that gets you higher score gets you arrested. So you have to try not to get arrested, but you have minimum intelligence, so it's really hard. It's mostly RNG. I've seen some people do some funny stuff with it. There's some like menial jobs you can get that don't require an intelligence check to run. So if you can somehow manage to get to like job acquiring age without getting arrested or screwing anything up because you have minimum in every stat except strength, you can get one of these menial jobs that require only strength, and you can be ridiculously successful at it.
Yeah.
And if you're playing on the older patch, I think it's version like 3.0. If you're playing on that version, job performance is still directly tied to wage. So the better, and they patched that out recently. That's no longer true. But in that version of the patch, if you just do really well at your job, your wage just increases. And they forgot to put a cap on that. So the better you are at your job, the more money you make. Yeah, it's 3.0 only. They patched it out in 3.1. So
busted all the money route.
yeah. So yeah, someone busted the. I don't know if you guys can hear Everfresh through here. You may not be able to, but
Far away.
yeah. If you want to repeat that.
That's okay.
Okay. So in the 3.0 version, what you do is you get this. Basically, you get a job where you're like work at a junkyard and you just move stuff, and there's no intelligence check on that. You can just do it. So what you do is because you're maxed out strength, you only have strength. You're ridiculously good at it. So you just continuously acquire more money from it until you bankrupt the junkyard. And then you just go and find another one, and you just continuously do these jobs, and eventually the businesses respawn. Because, like, what else can you run in a junkyard other than a junkyard? So a new junkyard will eventually appear there, and you can get a job there. And since you're the most qualified for that job, you will get the job. You'll pass the job check 100% of the time. So you can just increase your money this way until you die of old age. So I've seen people get really high scores with that. They go through maybe something. They go through like a new junkyard job every like 3 months or so. It's actually kind of insane. So, yeah, Hulk run's a lot of fun. Huge, the huge category, good time. The other category that's a lot of fun is so you can do some things where I've seen some joke categories where you spec entirely into two things that don't really make a whole lot of sense together. So I saw a stamina and wisdom only category.
Oh.
So you're really wise. You have amazing intuition. And you never get tired. I have game audio. Can you guys hear me? B's here. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. B. We're good? Alright, well, hopefully someone in the chat will let us know. Sound is back! Awesome! So, can someone maybe remind me where I was in the real-life speedrun stuff? Did you guys get the stamina wisdom? Did you guys get that, or... I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of jokes for that one, so I can't really go back there. I started hoping I would come up with more, and then I never did. What'd you got?
B removal speedrun.
B removal speedrun?
Yeah, you
oh, yeah. So this is a great category. So this is a subcategory where it's just something you can do when you're alive. Like, you don't need to make a whole new character for this. Basically, whenever a beehive appears in your house, there's a couple of things you can do to get rid of it. You can kill the bees with, like, raid. You can have the bees relocated. Or you can ignore it and just, like, try to kill every bee individually. That's really hard, though, because there's a lot of them. So, generally speaking, your two options are kill the bees or move them somewhere. You get a little bit of karma points if you move the bees somewhere else, because it's good, and bees are, helpful for the environment. So you generally want to keep them alive if you can. So you might think that the fastest way to destroy a beehive... This is like Kill Nazim %. Has anyone seen that video? It's a video of a Skyrim speedrun. This is an actual thing you can look up. It's a video of a Skyrim speedrun where basically you spawn in... is it Helgen Keep where you spawn in the beginning of Skyrim? I don't remember. But you spawn there, and basically you have to get to Whiterun and kill Nazim, who's the guy who's just like, you get to the Cloud District very often. Who am I kidding? Of course you do. That guy. And everyone's just like, wow, why can't I just stab this guy in the neck? I just want to... the price right, like a slicey neck,
And then they do.
So, there's a speedrun where you kill him, and it's like, you do this weird thing where you, like, steal a horse, and then you, like, park the horse, like, at a 90-degree angle to the ground, then you, like, clip into the sky, and it's awesome. Highly recommend it. It's called Kill Nazim %. Maybe I can find it. No, I can't. I don't actually have access to a computer over here, so... if you care, you can just look it up on YouTube. But, Killing the Bees speedrun is kind of like that. So, basically, it's a subcategory you can run if you're just, like, playing the game. I think somebody did it at GDQ once. So you can... what you do is you're not supposed to... There's a bunch of actually really funny tricks with dealing with hives of insects. So generally speaking, the ways you're supposed to kill insects, you can use like the insect remover, like the sprays and stuff. But the sprays get less effective over time the more times you have to use them. Because the hives, it starts to... Because the sprays are not 100% effective generally. Usually it'll leave some individuals alive. And
can't you usually hold a match under them, and that makes it a lot more effective?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So what you can actually do, the fastest way to kill the beehive is to burn it in the game. And so what you do is you set the beehive on fire, and then you just like run away. But the problem is you have to not burn your house down.
Yeah.
If the beehive is like under your deck or something, you light it on fire, it'll like light your deck on fire. So what you have to do is you have to. It's like a frame perfect input, but if you strike a match, throw it under the deck, and then right before a rainstorm starts, the state of your deck will update to fire, but because it's raining, it won't actually get set on fire, so it'll just instantly kill all of the bees.
Incredible.
And you don't even have to wait for them to you don't even have to wait for the hive to burn. It takes like 1 frame. So this category, you used to be like, how do you what angles do you light the...
I think they want us to stop talking about the real life speed.
Oh, okay, fine. What are opinions on MJ Gorilla's Lucas? He's sick. I think he's here. He didn't enter today because he had a Pain World work shift, and I think it was like a 16-hour overnight or something, so... I think he's here. He's probably wandering around somewhere. You might be able to see him like in the commentary back area. I think he's probably the number 2 Lucas right now. I think it's toss-up between him and Zoe, but I mean, Hyperflame is number 1 if he's active, but I don't really know how active Hyperflame actually is right now. I live with MJ, so I've played against him a lot. Generally speaking, he is the punish game I'm most afraid of as regards to like the Lucases around that level. Yeah, you can watch him just absolutely brutalize me for last week. Then we played DDD on Game 2, and it was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot Kip existed. Is he still active? Does he, like, go to stuff? He's in Georgia, right? Does Georgia still have a scene? I don't really remember. Anyway, we're in a Game 5 situation here, so that's pretty cool. I will at least acknowledge that before I return to my regularly scheduled bullshit commentary. I don't think Georgia has much of a scene anymore. I know Dingo was from Georgia, and he used to play back when Georgia had a scene. I want to see him in a Ditto with Hyperflame. I think maybe they've done it before. I know they were playing. I know they played some like netplay friendlies a while back that were pretty even, but those are netplay friendlies. So like,
Hyperflame.
Those are like netplay friendlies.
Hyperflame was. Sorry, I thought Hyperflame was like pretty not active at this point though.
Well, he was invited to the AFL and he played in that, but I don't really know what else he's been doing. I haven't like been playing a ton. Like I haven't like seen him much because NYNJ doesn't have a local yet. At least I don't think they do. Gutty's opening something on Long Island, I think. So there's gonna be a Long Island local pretty soon. And I don't know where Hyperflame lives in relation to that. No, Hyperflame MDVA. Bleh. So that doesn't apply to him. And there's other Lucases like I think Ant and Narc and oh god, Ant and Narc are the only other two I can think of right now. Ant also plays Fox. I don't even know if he really plays Lucas anymore. I mean, they're from New York, so they probably all just play Zero Suit now. That's basically what everyone in New York does. So
there's definitely there's a theory, the Big Crunch, that all matter will eventually collapse into one point in space.
Yeah.
There's a similar theory with PM where all players will eventually play Zero Suit Samus.
And as we all know from our good friend Dale, it's already happening.
Yep.
The crunch has already occurred. And speaking of crunch, I want to crunch on some Wendy's. We've got NES Wario Grand Finals.